You know, for decades, the world has looked at Apple, and they've seen more than just products. They've seen a philosophy, a way of thinking, a testament to what happens when you decide that good isn't enough. When you decide to push, to truly push, to invent, to reinvent, to simplify, to clarify, and to deliver something that people didn't even know they needed, but once they had it, they couldn't imagine living without it. That, my friends, is vision. That is leadership. And that, in its purest form, is precisely what we're going to dissect, to understand, and to master together. You're here because you don't just want to manage. You don't just want to oversee. You want to lead. You want to inspire. You want to leave a dent in the universe. And that's precisely the spirit we're going to tap into today. This isn't about some theoretical framework or a dusty textbook lesson. This is about real-world application. This is about the mindset that built empires, ignited revolutions, and changed the very fabric of our daily lives. We're going to strip away the noise, cut through the distractions, and get down to the core principles that enable true visionaries to thrive. Principles that don't just apply to technology giants, but to every single person who dares to dream beyond the ordinary, who sees the invisible, and who strives to do the impossible. So lean in, because what you're about to hear isn't just a collection of ideas. It's a blueprint, a roadmap, a distillation of the very essence of visionary leadership, delivered in a way that I hope will resonate with the deepest parts of your ambition. Are you ready to see things differently? Are you ready to lead with a vision so clear, so compelling, that the world can't help but follow? Let's begin. The unyielding power of focus, your first commandment.
Look, the world is full of noise, distractions, constant demands on your attention. Everyone wants a piece of you. Every new app, every notification, every fleeting thought that crosses your mind, they all conspire to pull you away from what truly matters. And if you let them, they will drown out your signal. They will dilute your power. They will prevent you from achieving anything truly great.
I've seen it happen countless times. Brilliant minds, incredible talent, wasted because they spread themselves too thin. They chased a dozen paths and mastered none. They built halfway and then walked away. They mistook movement for momentum, activity for achievement, noise for direction. This isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter, yes, but more profoundly. It's about working with unprecedented clarity. You don't need more motivation. You need more clarity. You don't need more time. You need more focus. This isn't some abstract concept. This is the bedrock of visionary leadership. Think about it. Your mind is a supercomputer, and your attention, that's its RAM, its processing power. Every open browser tab, every background program, every regret, every stressful thought, every unaddressed task, it all consumes that precious. And what happens when a computer runs out of RAM? It slows down, it crashes, it becomes useless.
Your mind is no different. The chaos induced by boredom and anxiety can only be cured by clarity. When your focus breaks, when a new desire pops into your head, when negative thoughts flood your mind, that's your mental supercomputer suffering.
So what do? You become a master of simplification. You block out the noise. You eliminate the superfluous. You get ruthless about your time. You get obsessed with progress, not just activity. This means consciously deciding what not to do. It means having the courage to say no. No to good ideas, so you can say an unequivocal yes to great ones. Sam Altman, a man who knows a thing or two about building, said it perfectly. Focus is a force multiplier on work. It is much more important to work on the right thing than it is to work many hours. Most people waste most of their time on stuff that doesn't matter. Once you have figured out what to do, be unstoppable about getting your small handful of priorities accomplished quickly. That's not just a quote, that's a law. That's the physics of impact. When you narrow your path, your vision sharpens. You stop waking up wondering what the day will bring and start commanding the day to deliver what you have already decided. That, my friends, is power. That is the beginning of transformation. This means dedicating undistracted blocks of time to your most meaningful work. Not just an hour here or there, but a sacred, protected time where you are fully present, fully engaged, building the foundation of your vision. Because if you aren't building your future, then that future isn't going to be built. It's that simple and that profound. Cultivating an unshakable vision, the architect of your future, now focuses the axe that cuts through the noise. But what are you cutting towards? What is that single compelling destination? That's your vision. And it must be unshakable. It must be so clear, so compelling that it becomes the all-encompassing goal that everything else falls under. Many people have goals, they have dreams, but these are often fragmented, unclear, or worse, they're assigned to them by society, by circumstance, by the expectations of others. If you're not working towards your ideal future, you're working towards someone else's. And that, I can tell you, is a recipe for a life unfulfilled, a life of quiet desperation. Your vision isn't just a picture in your head, it's an identity. It's the highest version of yourself that you are actively building day by day. It's about performing the actions today that you would in your ideal lifestyle, but on a smaller scale consistently. If you want to write for 2 hours every morning for the rest of your life, start writing for 5 minutes a day, then 15, then 30, then an hour. You taper up. You don't wait for the perfect moment or for more time, because that time will never magically appear.
This perspective allows you to identify problems and opportunities that, when solved, lead directly to achieving your goal. It shapes how you see the world. A fitness post will grab your attention more than mindless entertainment if your goal is physical mastery. Conversations will filter through the lens of your ambition, allowing you to spot what truly helps you move forward.
So what is your vision? What does your ideal day look like? What must you accomplish to get there? What problem in the world does it solve? These aren't trivial questions. These are the questions that define your existence. And once you answer them, truly answer them, with brutal honesty and unwavering conviction, you then have the blueprint for your project, your tangible project, the thing you work on in the first, most precious hours of your day. This project exposes you to problems. And problems, my friends, are opportunities. They are limits on your mind and potential. And when solved, they increase your level of mind, your level of consciousness. We don't fear problems. We embrace them. We hunt them down, because every solved problem brings us closer to our vision, closer to a better humanity. Think of it, Apple didn't start with the iPhone. It started with a vision of putting computing power into the hands of everyday people. It started with a belief in the personal computer. And then it built. It solved problems. It iterated. It failed. It learned. And it kept moving towards that unshakable vision. The indispensable discipline of action. Building, not wishing.
Vision without execution is hallucination. You can dream all day, but unless you put in the work, unless you take intentional action, your dreams will remain just that, dreams. The life you want will not fall into your hands. It will be built by your hands.
This isn't about wishful thinking. This is about relentless persistence, ruthless accountability, and the daily decision to do what must be done, especially when you don't feel like it. Everyone waits for motivation. It won't come. Everyone waits for ideal circumstances. They won't arrive. Just move and keep moving, day in, day out, without applause, without recognition, without the need to be seen. Because real power doesn't beg for attention. Real power works in the dark and lets success shine the light. This requires discipline, the kind of discipline that allows you to set deadlines, to commit publicly, to create a sense of urgency that makes procrastination impossible. When you set a launch date for a product, you finish it. Not because you feel like it, but because people are expecting it. Your survival is at stake. This is where your best work happens. In those periods of obsession and intensity, and when you encounter setbacks, when you trip, slip, and fall, and you will, you must understand that failure is only permanent if you choose not to get back up. You never lose, you only learn. Embrace these setbacks. Every day won't be good for you. Every day won't always go your way. But something is always happening. You have to make it happen for the right reasons. Remember, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. If you're not where you want to be, it's time to live in redesign mode, refine mode. You were put here to win. Don't be afraid of hard work. Don't be afraid to grind harder. Don't be afraid to sweat. I guarantee you, it will change how you think, and you'll expand, not shrink.
This is the forge. This is where your future self is made. Your nervous system is molding itself to reflect the actions you take now. If you back down, you reinforce weakness. But if you push through, you reinforce strength, resilience, and a mindset that can handle whatever comes next. This is the mindset of greatness. It knows adversity breeds resilience, and resilience leads to next-level success and brilliance.
The art of silence and unspoken power. Let your work speak. In a world drowning in noise, in self-promotion, in constant chatter, there is immense power in silence. The strongest individuals don't waste energy proving themselves. They let their success do the talking. They don't argue. They don't seek to impress. They don't over-explain. They move with certainty, and that certainty commands respect. The moment you stop looking for validation, you start becoming unstoppable. This is a tough pill for many to swallow, because society conditions us to seek approval, validation, and external recognition. But here's the truth. The most influential figures in history were not the ones constantly talking about their next move. They understood that power is not in promises, it is in execution. They did not explain their vision to those who wouldn't understand. They simply built, created, and dominated in silence. If you want to master this, develop the discipline to keep your ambitions private. Work relentlessly, but do not seek applause. Let people wonder about your next move. Let them question how you stay so composed, so unfazed. The less they know, the more control you have. Silence isn't passive. It is power. It is strength. It is everything they fear. And it is everything you are. It's an active, disciplined state that allows you to access higher-level cognitive functions like strategic thinking and long-term planning. So the next time you feel uncomfortable in silence, don't fill it with noise. Recognize it as an opportunity to train, because true mental strength is not about avoiding discomfort. It's about building the ability to sit through it and come out stronger on the other side. Your silence will break them in ways anger never could. And you'll walk away stronger, wiser, and This means disappearing for a few hours a day. Not literally vanishing, but disappearing from the things that don't belong in your life. Cutting them out. People, games, apps, bad habits. Just become aware of the things holding you back. And rip the Band-Aid off. Get rid of them. You don't need to explain yourself. Break your addiction with feeling like you need to justify your actions. This is about cultivating an internal locus of control. It's about building in the storm while others wait for the right conditions. It's about executing on principle while others hope to motivate it. It's about building foundations while others look for shortcuts. This is what separates those who try from those who triumph. The foundation of self-mastery, body, mind, and routine. To lead others, you must first master yourself. This isn't just about intellect or vision, it's about the holistic cultivation of your being. It starts with the body, then the mind, and then the systematic routine that anchors your focus. You can start building your body right now. You don't have to wait for a certain skill set or income. Go to the gym. The benefits transfer directly into clear thinking, a strong mindset, and more physical energy. When you prioritize your body, your mind and finances follow because you're improving the vessel from which those things come. Next, build your mind. Your level of mind dictates your quality of life.
It's your perspective. How high you can elevate your perspective directly impacts how you navigate challenges, identify opportunities, and understand the deeper currents of existence. This means constant learning, constant questioning, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge. Fill your brain in the afternoons with books, learning, and socialization.
And finally, your routine. You have a routine, even if your routine is no routine. Routines are how you condition your mind to run on new systems. If you want to solidify a new identity, the identity of a visionary leader, you must stick to and refine a specific routine that encourages the growth of that identity. For the first month building your project, living this new routine, it will feel uncomfortable. You're supposed to feel overwhelmed. It means your mind is expanding into a new identity. Slowly, then all at once, everything flows with ease. You begin making exponential progress. You move from intensity to consistency, and the results compound. This routine must include dedicated time every single day for creativity, productivity, and experimentation. Use your brain in the morning with creation, output, and focus, and before bed, empty your brain with journaling, planning, and meditation. This cycle allows for peak performance, allowing your subconscious mind to munch on potential ideas while you rest.
Remember the ancient Romans, the Greeks, Darwin, and yes, even myself, we attributed success to surprisingly low work times. The clever man may work smarter, not harder, they say, but the creative man doesn't work at all. This isn't about being lazy, it's about understanding that focus is finite. Work for 1 to 4 hours, then stop. That's the hard transition to rest. Go to the gym, take a walk, enjoy yourself. This isn't a break from work, it's part of the work. It refreshes your mind, allowing the writing to flow more seamlessly, the insights to come more freely, and the rest of your work to feel manageable.
The relentless pursuit of mastery, the why behind the what.
So you have a vision, you have focus, you're taking action, you're building your self-mastery. But what about the why? Why are you doing this? What compels you to push through the resistance, the setbacks, the moments when quitting feels like the easy answer?
It's the relentless pursuit of mastery. Not just about the external result, but about the internal transformation. Mastery sets you apart in a world that can't see beyond the surface. A sushi chef spends years perfecting the preparation of rice. A tennis player obsesses over the angle of their serve. This isn't boring. This is the path to excellence.
This means understanding that you are playing an open world strategy game, and life is that game. System is rigged, but you can learn it. That is how you rig yourself in the system's favor. The conventional path to success has already been programmed into the collective psyche. Most people opt for doing nothing, for being a sheep, an NPC. But if you opt for doing nothing, you are automatically a slave.
Your purpose is to solve the problems that lead to the dissolution of barriers in your own mind, and then to pass those lessons down, to solve problems in other people's lives, to remove the limits from their minds. That's what a problem is, a limit on your mind and potential. And once it is solved, you increase your level of mind, your level of consciousness, so that you can navigate the world better and lead to a better humanity.
This is the creative act. This is entrepreneurship as modern survival. Your psyche is wired to hunt. You aren't meant to be a monkey in a cubicle. You are meant to create, to innovate, to build, to solve.
And when you do, you start to see success not as something you pursue, but as something you attract by the person you become. It's about taking one small step at a time, every single day. And when you do that, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve over time. That's the real secret to success. It's not about luck or talent or even hard work in isolation. It's about the small disciplines, the daily improvements, the little choices you make every day. And those choices, my friends, are in your hand. This is the mindset that transformed industries. Henry Ford didn't aim to be wealthy someday. He decided to revolutionize transportation. He pursued it with a focus so sharp the world had no choice but to adjust. Charles Schwab didn't dabble, he knew what he was there to build. His purpose was so magnetic that others followed, not because he demanded it, but because his belief made other men follow.
This is mental engineering. This is assuming that everything is working out for you, even when it's hard, even when it's silent, even when there's no proof. This is living as if the outcome was certain, like the door was already open, and all you had to do was walk through it. This is the energy that builds legacy.
So, why not you? Why not now? Why not today? You've spent enough time worrying, enough time hesitating, enough time telling yourself stories rooted in fear. Now it's time to flip the script. The power of repetition, rewiring your identity.
You've heard it all. The habits, the hour, the truth. So what's next? I'll tell you.
This isn't a one-time listen. You cannot rewire your entire system in a single sitting. You cannot kill a decade of fear with one round of motivation. You cannot erase the old programming with inspiration alone, because your subconscious mind does not respond to one-time information, it responds to repetition. To imprint a new belief, you must burn it in again and again until it becomes more familiar than your doubts. Repetition is the language of the subconscious, and the strongest loop always wins. If your old loop is "I'm not good enough," it will dominate until a stronger one replaces it. If the dominant signal in your life is hesitation, that will become your identity. But if you feed your mind day after day with power, with certainty, with a voice that reminds you of who you really are, then the old voice loses volume. Not by force, but by frequency. That's why autosuggestion is not optional. It is the method, the tool, the mechanism by which you reprogram who you are at the core. You play this again. You speak the lines aloud, not casually, but with energy. You memorize the phrases that struck you. You repeat them in your mind. When resistance rises, you let this message become your mental software. You don't listen for entertainment. You listen for identity installation. Because you are not just here to feel better, you are here to become unrecognizable. Close your eyes. Say this to yourself. I am not afraid. I act without hesitation. I am focused. I am certain. I am becoming who I was meant to be. Feel what happens in your body when you say those words. Do you feel it shift? That's not imagination, that's neural reinforcement. That's your identity being updated in real time. Now multiply that by 90 days. You say it once, it's a spark. You say it every morning for 90 days, it's a circuit. And you speak it until it becomes your baseline. Until the words don't just sound strong, they are your voice. Because here's the law, what you feed forms you. What you repeat becomes you. So don't let this message fade. Don't treat it like a video. Treat it like a ritual. Build your morning around it. Make it part of your environment. If someone asks why you keep playing the same message again and again, tell them this: because I'm not here to be entertained. I'm here to be rebuilt. Your mind is programmable, always has been. The only question is, who's writing the code? From this moment forward, that programmer is you. Embracing entropy, the catalyst for evolution. We must also understand a fundamental law of the universe, entropy. Everything tends toward disorder or chaos. Everything falls apart with time. Your room, your body, your business, without consistent effort, they will naturally descend into disarray. But here's the critical insight. Entropy is the driving force of evolution. It's because things tend toward disorder that we are motivated to create order. It's because things tend toward death that we push towards something related to immortality or growth. Problem solving is our purpose. Our purpose is to solve the problems that lead to the dissolution of barriers in our own minds so that we can pass those lessons down and solve problems in other people's lives to remove the limits from their mind's sight. If you do nothing with your life, you choose to slowly drown in chaos. You don't stay the same. You dig yourself deeper into a hole without trying. The good life demands consistent effort toward your own goals. This perspective, this understanding of entropy is key to sustaining your vision. It reminds you that building is not a permanent state. You build something, you maintain it, and then you may need to build again to reverse entropy, to stay alive and relevant, to keep new revenue generated. It's a continuous cycle of creation and problem solving. Most people's minds are a disgusting nest of filth because they don't take the care to solve their own problems. They focus on them. It multiplies and it ruins their life because they can't zoom out and navigate their mind with clarity. You aren't productive because you don't have clarity. You aren't productive because you focus on one distraction. Don't correct yourself and slowly become overwhelmed by the chaos in your mind. Distractions are problems in your productivity system that must be solved if you want to unlock laser focus. This is where the balance between boredom and anxiety comes in. If the challenge is too high but your skill is too low, you get anxious. If your skill is too high but the challenge is too low, you get bored. But when you live at your edge, when you pursue a challenge that matches your skill, that's when you feel good. That's when life makes sense. That's the flow state. The flow state is nature's signal that you are doing something right. When you continuously solve more complex problems that increase the complexity of your mind, it ripples out to the minds around you. Ideas replicate. We reproduce on a spiritual level. Every word I'm speaking to you now is shaping your identity, your mental body, and your actions shaped by these ideas will ripple out to hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people in your lifetime. Your actions matter. Being in the flow state to lead evolution, it matters. The mindset of abundance, choosing your path. So where does this leave you? It leaves you with a choice. The conventional path programmed into the collective psyche is one of certainty, of security, of following a pre-assigned script. But independent living, building your own thing, your own way of survival, that is difficult. It's uncertain. And the mind craves order, craves certainty. So that's where the masses flock. But you are not the masses. You are here because you have similar values, similar goals, to build your own thing, to be independent, to break free of the matrix, if you want to frame it that way, to live an enjoyable life on your own terms. This means choosing a career that allows for a 4-hour workday, becoming a value creator, using the internet to do what you love, learning the skills that allow for this evolution. Evolution is the process of solving problems that reverse entropy. Labor work and long workdays are a massive problem. People hate it. So social media, the internet, and artificial intelligence were born to solve the problem of overwork. You are better off banking on the creative ability of your mind than you are going into a labor work job. If you want quick cash, yes, that is an option. But for the future, to earn unlimited income because your intelligence is scalable infinitely, then you need to choose work that allows for a 4-hour workday. And you need to contribute your time, energy, and focus into the aspects of reality that you want to see flourish.
Your work should consist of 2 to 3, if not more, lever-moving tasks that move the needle towards your project, and the project moving the needle towards your vision for the future. This is about understanding what is most important to you. What is the highest version of yourself? What does your ideal day look like? What do you have to accomplish to get there? Does it solve a problem in the world?
And what product or service aligns with both? Write these down. Because once you have your purpose, you need to gain clarity and understand how to achieve it. Repeat the boring fundamentals. That's how you get results. But realize they aren't boring. Mastery sets you apart. This isn't about being narcissistic, it's about acknowledging your worth. It's about knowing that you can look good and build something great. And the benefits of building yourself, your body, your mind, they transfer over into clear thinking, a strong mindset, and more physical energy. When you prioritize your body, your mind, and finances follow because you're improving the vessel from which those things come. Any one person on any given day can massively change the direction of their life. Just as surely as you can commit a negative act, you can also commit a positive act and forever alter your life whenever you wish. And that's exciting. The greatest revenge is massive success. Wealth is not a matter of intelligence, it's a matter of inspiration. And that inspiration comes from within. It comes from the unwavering belief in your vision and your purpose, in your ability to make a difference. So here we are, at the edge of possibility. You've heard the principles. You've seen the blueprint. Now it's time to build. Leading with vision like Steve Jobs isn't about replicating a personality. It's about embodying a philosophy of ruthless focus, unyielding clarity, and an almost fanatical dedication to creating something truly great. It's about seeing the invisible, believing in the impossible, and then making it real brick by agonizing brick, breakthrough by exhilarating breakthrough.
It's about understanding that the world doesn't respond to noise. It responds to force. Be that force, not someday, not when you feel ready, but now, today, relentless, focused, unstoppable.
Remember, your mind is programmable. From this moment forward, you're the programmer. What code will you write? Will it be the old fear-based programming, or will it be a new, powerful operating system built on vision, clarity, and unwavering action? The choice is yours. And it's not just how you spend your time, it's how you shape your life. Start today, not tomorrow. Because tomorrow is a promise. Today is a decision. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the right mood. Don't wait for the new year or Monday or some perfect moment that never shows up. Just start. Pick 1 hour, claim it, schedule it, protect it, like your future depends on it, because it does.
Go out there, be unreasonable, be uncompromising, be the force of nature that changes the world, one visionary step at a time. The legacy you create will be etched, not just in products, but in the lives you inspire. And that, my friends, is the ultimate measure of true leadership.
Thank you. Now go and make your dent in the universe.